Thanks so much for joining us. We have Lianne Stubbs, who's a professional dancer, choreographer. She's also a businesswoman. I've seen your Love Your Brows?
Yes.
That looks awesome. So we'll get into all of that stuff. Lianne is from Birmingham, is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she started dancing at the age of 2. So we've got a long story to tell. So Lianne, it's so good to have you here, and it's so good to have you on board with the Fusion Dance Fest this year. Obviously the first time that you've been involved, but we've posted a lot of your videos in the past, and obviously I've seen you in Footstorm and all those things, but this is the first time we've worked together, so it's really exciting. Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of the dancers are looking forward to working with you, because, you know, a lot of the choreographers we have are very like rhythm based, and I feel like there's a lot of dancers that love the contemporary and the soft shoe and different styles that, you know, before we've had Kristen Fontanella and a few other choreographers that have sort of catered for that. So I feel like that's you this year. You're the alternative for the people that don't want to be just doing trebles the whole time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just broaden the style out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you'll do that really well. So here, you were literally dancing like as soon as you were walking, pretty much. That's how did that start? And what sort of style was it?
My dad grew up with the dance teacher. My dad's parents, my nan and granddad also grew up with the original dance teacher, Jackie. And as soon as I was out of nappies, I was down at the dance school.
Wow.
And it just went from there then, yeah.
That's amazing. What stuff, was that straight into Irish dance?
No. So ballet, tap and modern, we used to call it.
Right.
Just did that, yeah. I didn't do Irish until Michael Kenny actually hired out the dance studio.
Right.
Where I used to do ballet.
I tried that as well.
Pardon?
And you just thought you'd try Irish dancing as well?
Yeah. I want to do that, Mum. All right then, go on then. And then that was it. But yeah, I only crossed over the two, Irish and everything else, for only a couple of years, maybe 2 years, 2 years max. I did Irish because the technique contradicted itself a lot.
Right.
So yeah, so I did Irish dancing for 2 years. That's
mad. And so, were you competing in like all the different styles of dance as well?
Yeah, first competition I was 2.
Really?
In a little tutu, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So you must have so many, like, you must have competed in so many competitions. You know, like your sort of on-stage experience for performing in front of people started early, probably, obviously, as early as you can remember, pretty much. Yeah,
it's all I've known, really. Yeah, it's mad actually thinking about it, but yeah, it's all I've ever done is compete or do shows, and yeah.
That's
fake
amazing.
Tan all over me from the age of 2.
That's great though. You know, you obviously found a passion that you really, you know, enjoyed from a young age, and you've kept it up through your whole life, and then turned it into a career.
Yeah, very lucky.
Yeah, that is really lucky. And what was your favourite style then, growing up? Out of those, would you say, what were you most? What did you sort of advance at the most, or enjoy the most?
Ballet, really. I was always naturally better at that. So then when you're good at something, you like it more. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And then I started becoming a lot stronger in tap when I was more like 10, 11, 12. I think you just mature and you understand rhythms better, and then I started getting more into tap, yeah. So ballet was my favourite. Definitely. But not now. I like it all just mashed up.
You like a mixture of it all?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So when you were 16, was it, you went and took a leap and joined the London Studio Centre?
Yeah, London.
Did you actually move to London?
Yeah, I moved to London. Yeah, I was 16 going on 17, so I actually did 1 year of A-level, and I was like, this isn't for me. Please let me go to dance school. And so they did, yeah. So I moved down very young, yeah. Much braver then than I am now.
Yeah, that's amazing. So were you living with other people that were doing the course, or?
No, I actually was living with like some random other students, but I a guy called Charlie lived above me, who I met outside London Studio Centre, so we used to kind of walk home together. And yes, but no, I lived with just random students. But then my second year and third year, I obviously found my besties, and then we all lived together then.
Yeah. So were your parents kind of like a bit cautious of you going to London on your own?
Yeah, I think my mum cried all the way back home from dropping me there.
Oh, no way.
I just fell. I was like, see ya.
You're like, see ya, I'm in London now.
See you later. I'm going to be a
London
doctor.
Nice. So how was that experience then? Like, did you get to learn, like, obviously you already learned all the different styles, but what different did you learn there? Was it just more of a professional level?
Just next level. Like, you can make the shapes, you can learn how to dance when, you know, you go into your local dance school. And our best dance academy is where I went in Birmingham, evenings and weekends, and I learned so much from there. Jo's an incredible teacher, as was her mum Jackie. But when you go to professional, when you're doing an hour and a half ballet as a warm-up every single day, and then going and dancing for the rest of the day, like, there's just so much more technique, performance, but then you also include like different styles. So jazz, there's probably like 6 different styles that would come under like jazz dancing, even though there was more than that. So you've got like commercial, hip hop, like lyrical dancing, which is very much what I interpret the light shoes in, is like lyrical. And then you have like a lot of contemporary, and there's loads of different styles of contemporary dancing. Not styles, but the words. I've got red light syndrome when you know you've been recorded, you forget words. But yeah, there's like loads of different techniques, like contemporary techniques, like Mark Gray and things like that. So it was just so much to take in. But we were doing it 5 days a week, all day, for 3 years.
Wow, 3 years. And were you learning sort of, did you do like acting and singing and stuff like that as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you did it.
Didn't sing very well, though.
Didn't sing very well. You're like, I'm here for the dance and don't make me sing.
I tell you what, though, if I went back, I'd be putting more effort in the stuff I wasn't very good at.
Yeah.
I was 16, you know.
Yeah, you sort of, I suppose that's right. You know, dance was in your comfort zone, and even in that area, you sort of, you know, saw that there was a lot to learn. So having to sort of feel like, oh, how do I get good at acting and singing to that level as well, probably was pretty scary, you know, because I presume there was other people there that were good at acting and singing, and it might have been a bit like sort of intimidating or something.
Yeah, I used to be like, I don't think I've got a larynx, miss.
Yeah.
Something's not working.
I forgot my voice today, so I left it at home. Well, I can totally relate to you there. I've had a few singing experiences, like, cause I did a performing arts BTEC.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so it was only a couple of years, but it was pretty much the same, but like, not like, we didn't do like professional dancing or anything. It was more just, we'd learn a few of the, you know, a few different styles, but then it was mostly acting and singing and just learning about production and stuff like that. To be honest, I only took it because I just didn't know what I wanted to do, and my mum wouldn't let me go and join a show until I was like 18. So I was 16, and I was like, I'll just do a BTEC in performing arts. I didn't even really know what was involved. But I remember the singing part, I was just like, I got so nervous and just didn't want to take part in any of it.
Yeah, you just feel so vulnerable, don't you?
Yeah, and it's funny because like I went on to sing in the Riverdance choir and with Celtic Woman, but just as like a backing singer sort of thing. And so, you know, like I had to be able to sing in tune, if you know what I mean. But I could never sort of sing like on my own, if you know what I mean. Like I'm fine part of a group, but singing on your own to me is like the scariest thing ever.
Oh God. I'd love to be able to sing, but no, I'll just stick to the dancing.
Yes, me too. I stick to the dancing as well. So that must have been a lot of fun. 3 years of doing that, and then so what was your big sort of break then? Because obviously you went into professional shows and stuff afterwards. Was it like anything in the West End or anything like that, or was it more dancing related?
It was. I did do shows like musicals, but I did a lot of touring with those. They weren't like massive shows, but a lot of them had like elements of Irish in them as well. So I worked my way up in the one company and choreographed for them, and then choreographed their new show. And that was for a couple of years while I was doing a lot of auditions for like commercial work, so TV, ads, that kind of thing. So I was very much based in London in the scene. But just as I was about to kind of really, you know, I was getting regular auditions in that area, and you have to be seen a lot. Like with anything, you have to be showing up all the time. You almost need to start somewhere and build up a reputation. And I just felt like I was getting my face in those auditions and getting through to the last round. And then the audition for Footstorm Prodigy came up, and I thought, I'll give that a go.
Yeah, why not?
And that is literally what made me go like straight this way to Irish dancing, where I met the best Irish dancers in the world in that show.
Yeah, and that was an incredible cast, wasn't it?
Oh my God, I didn't realise.
Best of the best, really.
I didn't know who they were. I couldn't believe it.
I suppose you weren't involved in that like world, and then you're like, I'll give it a go, and you end up with the likes of Alan Knifick and Andy O'Reilly and all these sorts of people.
Yeah, yeah.
And Dane, obviously.
Dane, yeah.
Yeah,
that's literally in a nutshell how I ended up doing Irish dancing.
Right, that must have been intimidating. That sounds intimidating to me.
It would have been intimidating if I knew who they were and if I knew where they'd come from. But it was more like, it's actually better because I kind of respected them because I could see their talent and I could see their work ethic, and like I was like, wow, these guys are brilliant. And I didn't go in thinking like, oh my God. It was a complete opposite. I was just like, oh, this is going to be fun. And then I was like slowly being like, oh my God. Whoa, a room full of seriously talented, really cool people as well, like totally down to earth, hard working. And some of the Alan Knifick's choreography is just like, so I had to really be like, Dane, Andy, come and help me here a little bit.
Yeah, I was saying to Dane actually on Monday, like how, you know, we were in Riverdance, like, you know, in Trading Taps, and sort of felt like we were at the top of our game sort of thing. And then we'd look at Alan Knifick and we couldn't even understand what he was doing with his feet. You know, that's how, like, you know, like I felt like an audience member because, you know, you just didn't have a clue what he was doing. And like you sort of asked him to break some stuff down. Because obviously he'd include like all the tap elements and all those things that we weren't trained in. And then it's kind of like, Alan, what are you doing with your feet? How are you making all those beats, you know? And
he didn't break anything down.
Yeah. He just expected people to get it.
You had the translators.
Yeah.
So you had Christina, Dane, Andy, all the core people who kind of did the show, got to dance, who over time got his style, and they were the translators from him to us.
Right.
You would never see him in the corner going, tip, down, heel, heel, down, whatever, clap, backflip. It was them doing it. He was a genius, and they were also genius, but taught it very, very well,
Back then when we were touring with Riverdance and we saw him doing the things he was doing, like, we just knew that there was no one else, even though, like, obviously we didn't know, like, maybe there's, like, Alan Knifick in another show somewhere. Like, we just had that feeling like there's no one like him. He's probably the best at what he does in the whole world, like, and he's right here with us, you know, like, and I felt like we really used that, you know, like, and, you know, like, sponged off him, if you know what I mean, to learn as much as possible. And I feel like, to be honest, like, I've always told Alan, like, I'm still good friends with him now, like, how he really did inspire me, and I know he inspired a lot of people to sort of improve and to learn the tap and to learn the fusion, you know, different styles and put them together. And I'm sure he had a massive effect on a lot of those guys that joined him for Prodigy as well.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know, and he definitely has a good eye for it and an ear for it. So he picked the best of the best cast. And I remember watching it in the Bristol Hippodrome, and it was just incredible. The choreography was just on another level. You know, it was almost too good. I feel like Prodigy and Footstorm, I think, is almost too good choreography-wise because the audience just don't understand it. It's just so advanced that people just go. It's
almost wasted, isn't it? It is.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you must have had a really good time touring with them. Whereabouts did you go? Where were you touring?
So long ago now. We did a good stint in Dublin, and then we did a UK tour.
Nice.
And then the year after we did China.
Oh, cool. What did you think of China?
Andy and Dan ran that then. Sorry?
What did you think of China?
Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
There's a bit of a language barrier there.
No, it was. Oh, I had the best time of my life there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's who you're with as well, I suppose. But I think, there is parts of China that is really intriguing. And, once you get over the language barrier and like the fact that you don't know what you're eating or where to get good food and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the first time we landed, we got onto this the coach, which just looked like it was about to fall apart, if I can remember. And then we stopped off at a petrol station, which was just a hut basically, and then the hole in the floor. I was bursting into tears. So I was knackered. I was like, "Where am I?" I had a good sleep and food, and it was all good. It was fine. Yeah, I've been trying to loads now. So many Irish dancing shows tour China, don't they?
Yeah, they really love it over there.
Yeah.
You get really good audiences there. Apart from one time when I was at Riverdance and the power in the theatre cut out completely, and they had to cancel the show. And it was like halfway through, and then about 500 of these Chinese audience members were waiting at the stage door trying to get their money back. And I remember that being quite scary. But apart from that, the audiences loved the show. Well, maybe they just loved it so much that they were so angry about it. But they're very passionate about the dance, and they love I think they love the Irish culture as well. They're intrigued by it, I think,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why the Irish dance shows have done so well around the world, really. It's just, I think everyone sort of falls in love with the Irish culture, and they could just, I think they love how passionate Irish people are about their own culture and their traditions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the music is just something that everyone seems to like listening to. So yeah, so we've done pretty well out of Irish dancing, to be honest.
Yes.
Thanks to the great Irish music and obviously Eurovision for boosting Riverdance for us. So yeah, was it Footstorm that sort of inspired you then to work more with fusing Irish dancing together with your other styles? Or were you already doing that beforehand, but it just made you want to work more with Irish dance shows and stuff?
It's weird, really, because if I put some music on, I'd naturally just do my own style. I never really thought much about it. And then it was when I went away and did Romeo and Juliet with Bobby, Andy, and Natasha.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll be honest, I looked at it and I thought, I can do this. So then I thought, I want to do this. I want to do my own thing. Yeah. I want to put just for fun, just to say, just for fun. And then I got the girls together when we were doing Romeo and Juliet, and I just that was with heavy shoes as well, which I don't think I've actually done like a proper video with heavies. But that was actually my first one, and it was very tappy. It was quite commercial. Kept it quite simple, but it was just more formations, arms, using the hips a bit more feminine, subtly. So we did that, and I thought, yeah, and then they were like, oh, it's really good. So it gave me a little bit of a boost. And then I came home and I was like, I'm going to do a video, and that's when I did the church video with Megan Kerrigan and Frankie.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was just like, I just want to do one really good video. I'm nearly 30. I might not be able to dance again in a couple of years. You just panic and I just want to do it. And then the response to that was just incredible. And I thought, I'm just going to keep doing them because it's fun. And, by now I wish I'd had 20 different videos, because you only get better by doing more, right? So, but I just got so busy. But it's just something I just really, really enjoy doing. I do it for the passion.
Yeah, well, you do it really well. I really loved those videos. They're really nicely done. The music was great. I loved the location and stuff, and obviously your choreography was really good. It's just really unique. I think there isn't really anything like it, I suppose, which is what makes it stand out. But yeah, so obviously fusing your styles together, what can people expect then from working with you at Fusion Dance Fest? What do you have prepared for them? Can you give a little sneak peek of what you're going to be working on?
It's going to be little elements of all the videos that I've done, really. I'm just going to take little bits and then obviously adapt it. It will be stripped back slightly because I'm going to focus more on creating clean shapes, clean lines, because visually that's what looks good. If you watch my videos, it's the lines, the clean lines and the sharpness and the musicality that makes people want to continue watching it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that the emotion that they see, if the music's on and you're dancing with the music. That's why lyrical is really, I love lyrical dancing, because you're going with the music. It's lyrical. You're telling the story with your body. So it's a lot more about that and connecting with the people who are watching it. So it's going to be very in sync with the music, basically. It's going to help the dancers pick up different elements of music as well. Like, are we going on the beat? Are we off beat? Are we going to pick up the violin? Are we going to... And it's just going to be more about that, rather than like how many beats can you get in 3 seconds. Or trick. It's not going to be very tricky. It's going to be clean. It's going to be stripped back. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so it's going to be more contemporary, tell a story, and lyrical. So that sounds really awesome. Have you thought about, obviously, because we're doing the performance in person, so how has it been sort of trying to prepare a piece when you know they're just going to be filming at home? And have you thought about, how have you been sort of thinking about how it's going to be sort of set up on the screen and stuff? Has that been like a challenge? Because obviously, I think I found that a challenge last year, because obviously it's really hard to sort of put them in positions or anything. It's just kind of boxes on the screen, if you know what I mean. Is that something you've thought about?
I kind of was leaving that to you guys.
Not me. It's not me. I'm not editing the videos.
No, I just want the dancers to be able to be confident in doing it, and then if it's all in time with the music, and like I say, the lines are neat, no matter how you put it together, it will look clean. So that's my main thing, is just to make sure that I'm teaching it and I'm making sense when I'm talking about it.
Yeah,
so I always like
way to go with like the screen thing, if they're all doing the same thing, rather than, because I tried to do all these like canons and stuff last time, and then the video editor was like struggling to know which one goes where, and it was just a mess really. Like some of it turned out really well, but some of it didn't. It was just an experiment really, like the first year round. I think if I did it again, I wouldn't do like all these difficult canons and things like you would in person, because it's just so hard to do on the video edit. So I think that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. I just know from editing videos myself that the better quality of the dancing, the easier it is to edit.
Yeah, and I think sometimes just simple is works best.
Oh God, yeah.
Clear cut, and the audience know like what they're watching. It's not just kind of like all over the place, and so many beats, like you said, where they're trying to make sense of it to the music. So what have you thought about music that you're going to use?
I've got a list that I'm still going through, but it's all like the same timing as the style that I want to do. So like I've took snippets out of the church video that I've done, and it's the same rhythm and the same beats to all of that. So it'll be that kind of vibe.
Nice. Exciting. So she's not giving it away, guys, the music just yet. It'll be a secret. One of the questions is always, have you ever fallen on stage? So we may as well ask you that.
No.
Never fallen?
No. Got
Wow.
very good balance. But nice. I have ran off stage once in the dark and fell over into a speaker.
Oh dear.
In the blackout, yeah. And then
hope you didn't sue the bit. Yeah, that's always a danger of being backstage, guys, when you're in a show. If you've never experienced it, it can sometimes be very scary. That you're going to bump into like, a desk or a light or something when you're running off the stage.
Yeah, you just like come off like this.
Yeah, I always used to sometimes like creep off like behind the curtain because I just couldn't see anything, like super slow. So have you ever missed a number before? I know Chloe was telling us a story last night about missing a number. Did you miss the whole show?
No, I did miss a number. Part of it was a costume change, and the second part of it was because I was so stubborn that no one listened to me, that my costume change was impossible, that I just didn't go back, I just didn't go on. Right. And I got in some serious trouble for that. And they didn't change the costume, I just had to do it quicker.
Yeah. Oh well, things happen.
That was a revolution.
At least, okay. Well, at least we know that you're human, because you've never fallen over, so at least we know that you've made a mistake and you are human.
Oh God, yeah. Made loads of mistakes, I just haven't fallen over.
Yeah, that's good. Because I don't think I've ever talked to anyone that's not fallen over. You might be the first one. So what's your favourite thing about Irish dance? We get that one quite a lot as well. And guys, don't forget to type in your questions here if you have any.
I love the music and how do you say the words? How synchronized it all is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes people like mesmerized by Irish dancing.
Yeah, like everyone doing the same thing.
Just everyone doing the same thing, so clean, like it's so impressive.
Yeah, I think that's what sort of got everyone's attention, wasn't it? You know, with that long line of dancers in Eurovision, I think that's kind of what got like the hairs standing up on the back of people's necks that had never seen Irish dancing before. Even the likes of us that had, sort of, we did Irish dancing, but we'd never really thought about getting in a long line like that, like the kind of can girls or whatever, and doing the
very simple, like
such a simple idea, and they nailed it, obviously. I
wonder whose idea that was. First.
Yeah, I wonder whose idea that was, who actually said, why don't we all just get in a straight line and do the exact same thing? And there's probably someone out there being like, we did that years before Riverdance, but they were just the ones that, got noticed, which is probably true. But anyway, they were the ones that got noticed. So sorry about that if you'd done something before. So what else is there? Oh yeah, and another question we always get, one of the last questions is, what if you could give one piece of advice to a dancer, what would it be?
Oh God. Just don't. If you want it, don't give up.
Yeah, that's a good one. Don't give up.
Yeah, keep going.
It's so true because, kind of like what Chloe was talking about mental health yesterday as well. As we all have those ups and downs and times where we're feeling like we need help or we're a bit depressed, or there must be times in everyone's dance career where they feel like giving up. I think we've probably all been there at some point where we thought about it. So I think that's really good advice, just to tell people don't give up. Giving up is not the answer. I don't think anyone would look back, and be happy that they gave up something.
Never.
If anything, you should take things up. Take, like you said about taking. You wish you took the acting and the singing more seriously. And I definitely look back and wish I'd started learning tap dance and body percussion and hip hop and all these things when I was a teenager, rather than when I was in my mid-20s.
Even the what we're doing in August and what you've put together, those opportunities, we never had those, where you were bringing these choreographers and specialists in to do all that. It wasn't really heard of. So take those opportunities, do it. Get on board. You'll meet so many people. You do have to network a little bit as well,
And they get to be in a professional showcase, obviously, at the end of it, and it's going to be edited by Fesh Photos, Alex Kukarenko again. And if you haven't seen that, obviously go and watch the showcase on YouTube. It's honestly amazing. I think it's just for being online, putting a showcase together online. We were really worried about putting something together like that. It was going to be what it was going to be like, and I think everyone was just blown away by it in the end, because
great.
How did we do that during lockdown, sort of thing. So now we're even more experienced, and this year we'll be able to put together an even better showcase. But anyway, this could be the shortest podcast and probably just the right time, I think.
Short and sweet.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate all your support of the channel. So before you leave, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe and notification bell, and we look forward to you joining us here the next time.